Welcome back, it's the Retro Bear in the Gaming Pantry, and hello, hope you're all well, nice to see you here once again. And we're doing some pickups, or mostly gifts actually, and stuff people have very kindly, generously donated once more to my collection. And there are a few things that I've bought myself anyway. It's rather unusual because most people aren't buying anything at the moment. Everyone seems to be selling, which is seems to be the new thing. Selling is the new buying. Yeah, so we're seeing. Funny, you don't see that. You see pick-up videos, don't you? But you don't see sell-up videos. Very weird that. Which probably be a new thing. Someone should try doing that. This month I've sold this. Well, perhaps that might be a way of doing it. I don't know. Perhaps the way it's going. Perhaps I might be the only person who's doing these videos in about 3 months' time. I don't know. Anyway. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hope you're all well. Nice to see you back here once again. You may have noticed it's been a bit quiet around here recently. Well, yes. It is, that's the way it is, but we're still churning out the odd video and stream here now and again, which is always good fun to do. I've recorded some stuff for different things, but I just haven't got round to doing bits and pieces. Oh, I'll be feeding me chicken messaging me. Well, I should read that afterwards anyway. You'll know what time I've recorded this now anyway. In the meantime, let's cut to the chase, let's get on with stuff, let's talk about what I've got to show you, because that's why you're here. You're not here to... stop messaging me. So you're not here to for any particular reason. So not to be playing games anyway. Yes, so what have I been doing the last couple of weeks or so? I had a week off work, which usually would be the ultimate in having the experience of sitting down and playing a few games, and I did, but I didn't really, if you know what I mean. No, but you probably don't. It's about a vague statement as you can get that, really. No, I played a few games, but that's for stuff I'm going to be doing videos that sort out, rather than actually just playing games for enjoyment, which is what we do, or used to do, in my case. And I spent pretty much most of that week working around the house, doing bits and pieces, a bit of gardening, trying to get all the stuff done before the weather caves in for the winter, as it were. But I did have a visitor on Saturday just gone, which was the 5th, fireworks night, so that was good. We'll get to that in a little bit. And yeah, it was a tiring week. I've gone back to work for a break. So yeah, another 6 weeks, and then it's Christmas, and then I'm off then for another, I think it's 12 days or something over Christmas, which is quite nice. And I think I'm working basically 3 days out of 2.5 weeks, so I can't complain. Looking something to look forward to anyway. So 6 weeks from now till I get there. So what I've been doing? Well, went down to Hidden Chess Gaming. I spend a lot of time at Hidden Chess Gaming for mostly social reasons, for my behalf anyway. I don't probably to the proprietor's slight annoyance, I don't spend a lot of money down there. I spend a lot of time there. I don't spend a lot of money down there, but mainly because other reasons anyway. And I picked a few things up, which was quite nice. So I've got that to show you. I've got something I bought from the leftover from my birthday, which was at the start of the month, and then got some stuff which I had from the weekend just gone. So let's start with stuff I got from Hidden Chest on, I don't know, the last weekend in October, I think it was. So I've got this. I'll show you a couple of physical bits and pieces first of all. So I've got this. I've got a boxed NES game. Got 3 now. Wow, yeah, I know, big time, innit? So I'm now up to 26 NES games. 3 boxed, 23 not. I'm not particularly bothered about the box now, but this is actually a game I've seen before, and I thought, I quite fancy this, and it's I would say a fair condition for the age. Box needs a little bit of work on it, but that's not too much of a problem. So we've got here Time Lord, which I've always wanted to be since I was a young child. I don't know why. I don't know. The year is 2999 AD. Warriors from the planet Drakon are using their secret weapon, a time travel device, to launch an attack on Earth. You alone, Time Lord, can save the present from obliteration. I mean, it looks vaguely average from gameplay I've seen, but it does come with the manual and the cartridge, obviously, and I've added one of my little black slip cases because unfortunately, you know, the case wasn't in there. I've got quite a few of those left over, but the manual's in I'd say fair condition as well. Not bad that at all. A little bit dog earing on it, but we like that. It's a bit of what they say, patina, isn't it? It's an antique phrase which people keep using, but you know, it just sort of shows that someone's actually used it. And there is actually a semblance of a hang tab on the back there. I see a bit of plastic sticking up there. Let's push that in. So there's a little semblance of a hang tag on the back, so that's quite good. So yeah, I thought, well, I'll grab that because I don't usually have many boxed NES games, but that was a nice one to find. And I've been looking at that one before previously. Not an expensive game in the slightest to pick up anyway. And then I got this as well. Now, you're going to think, well, why have you got that? Well, this is the Sega Game Gear TV tuner, which is completely useless because obviously it just tunes into an analog signal. But for those of you who aren't quite sure, not seen one of these before, you plug this into the back of your Game Gear where your cartridges go, and then what you do is you'd stick that up. Now, of course, you notice there's a bit missing off the end there, but you can stick a screw in the end, and that should tighten the screw, and that should come out. And it goes really high as well, apparently. And then what you would do is you just you got the little bandwidth there, like an old radio, so you just move the tuning frequency around. Oh, there is a little thing on the side there, so if I just do that you might just see it move. Where are we? Keep your eye on the orange line, there we go, so that moves up and down till you find a signal, and that's what it is. And you've got a choice between UHF and VHF. It makes a difference, it don't work anymore, but apparently according to some things I've been looking on, you can actually, because there's an AV out on this at the top there, maybe you can't be able to see that there. There's an AV out, so you might actually be able to. I've seen a few videos where people have actually got a digital signal on it. But just a curiosity, because I've always wanted one of these. I'm pretty sure my friend who's got boxed stuff everywhere, which he still hasn't got back to me about. I'm pretty sure he's got loads of this. He might not even have one of these, but I got that, so I thought, well, you know, it's just something. I mean, you may try to get it a digital signal off it. That'd be quite fun to do, wouldn't it? So probably a project for Mrs. Bear, maybe, I don't know. But I got those two, and they're a tenner for the pair, so I'm not complaining too much. Even if that's just a lump of plastic, I've got so many lumps of plastic lying around that I don't really see the point in not having any more lumps of plastic lying around. So yes, I've always wanted one of those. Whether you can do anything with it or not is one of those things, but anyway. And then thirdly, and some people may have seen this, I put a short video out about it. Did you do a short video as I explained to somebody at the weekend? Yes, I did. Oh, I've missed that. I know you managed to do it. Anyway, I've got one of these, ta-da, which Dana was showing off. Dana from Hidden Chest Gaming was showing off the pickup he did. An Atari 7800, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've never had seen one of these before. I know they exist. But yeah, I mean, you got the Atari 2600, which I've already got. You got the 5200, which I haven't got, and then you got this one, which is a much more enhanced version of that. Now, there's a couple of people who do collect this. I know Joe Gaming Girly, he's a big collector of 7800 stuff, and the godfather of YouTube, Tootie, he also collects for it. In fact, I think there's about 58 games, I think, for the set, and he's about halfway through picking them all up. There's no games in here, unfortunately. No game came with it. But yeah, but just have a box. Now, I didn't know, but Mrs. Bear apparently negotiated this on my behalf, so as a gift. So we've got power supply in there, which is in the box. A couple of cables for it, so there's the old lead, aerial lead. And then we've got these two here, these are controllers. And when I did the short video, somebody, I think from possibly America, contacted me to say, is that the PAL version? Because we got completely different controllers over here. And in the time-honoured tradition of Atari peripherals, these are horrible. The thumbstick is awful, and the fire buttons are dreadful. So it's a bit of a shame. Knack of control, I presume, because obviously it's still got the classic connector on the end. I can plug my old 2600 joystick in for that, as if that's any more supple than what we got here. And then there's the console itself. It's obviously got some wear and tear to it, as you'd expect. But yeah, very, very basic. It's sort of somewhere between the 2600 Junior and the 2600 and the 5200, really. Not as big as the 5200, it's not as small as the 2600 Junior, but it's got that late Atari labelling on it. It's serial number 9383 and then 832650. There we go, model PAL, made in China. But because this back was compatible, I can put my old 2600 cartridges through it, which is good. And hopefully I'll add some 7800 games to it. That'd be nice as well, wouldn't it? If I can find some. There are, if you look on eBay, there's plenty to be found on there. But yeah, I didn't know that. I just remember seeing Dana show it off on his video, and I said to Mrs. B at the time, I said, oh, that's nice, isn't it? And next thing I know, when we went there, it was sort of coming out to the car with us. I said, well, where's that come from? And she said, well, I've got it for you. I said, what? So I've managed to negotiate something. So I don't know what the deal is with that one. But yeah, so, and for those of you who aren't familiar with it, you might just sort of see some graphics there on the side. You've got Mario Brothers, you've got Impossible Mission, you've got Centipede Tower Toppler, which I think was Nebulous from years ago. And there's more on the bottom. You've got Ball Blazer and Xevious. Karateka, Miss Pac-Man, a few games down the bottom as well. We've got Pole Position 2, Donkey Kong Jr. So graphically it's a much better system. So it'll be interesting to see how I go on with that. You should have had Asteroids with it, which is I quite like a bit of Asteroids. But yeah, so lovely. Another boxed console. If you watched my last Pickups video, I'm surprised about the amount of box stuff I actually have. Even surprised me when I turn around, there's a complete shelf full of box consoles, and they just seem to have grown over the last couple of years. But yeah, that's really nice to have that one now. I know nothing about it, so I should look forward to exploring that. I perhaps will see some really old school pickups on that one. So that was that trip to Hidden Chest. Then, if you remember, it was my birthday at the start of the month, which I don't tell anybody about. Whoops. There's a very good reason for that, is I'm getting old. So every time I drop that on the floor, it's getting more and more difficult to pick it up. Last week doing that work in the garden, I really am feeling my age at times now. Really am. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not as active as I used to be. But even so, there's a few things now which are beginning to real wear and tear. So yeah, my birthday. And we had some work done. We had people who visited here will know there used to be a huge tree in my garden. We started off as a Christmas tree. Well, that's gone now, as part of this sort of work we've been doing outside. So the tree's gone now, and that obviously cost a few quid to get done. So I had some money from my birthday. So obviously we sort of split the payment for the work to be done, and rather than draw on funds I've already got, I thought I'll just put all my birthday money into it. So my birthday money people gave me, which I had plans for, but I felt, well, no, this is more important to do that. And sacrifices have got to be made nowadays. People are very generous to give you money to go and buy stuff with, but it's much more, if you turn around and somebody said, well, yeah, I put it towards having trees cut down. It sounds like you're taking responsibility. Possibly, I don't know. So that's what happened to that. So I had a Amazon voucher. That's all I've had really to invest in anything. It's from my long-standing friend Lewis, which very good of you to send me that. So put that towards something. And Mrs. Bear says one day, she says, "Oh, have a look on Amazon for a drainage rack. We need a drainage rack for the kitchen." Okay. So I go on Amazon with every intention of buying a drainage rack. 10 minutes later, I bought something gaming related. I sound like Geordie Slasher Gaming, don't I? Away the games. So it's the sort of thing he would do. Yeah, go and buy something useful. You bought more plastic tap for your games room. Yes, I have. So anyway, this sort of flashed. I can't remember. It sort of flashed up on a recommendation. It was at Amazon Warehouse. Amazon Warehouse, if you don't know what it is, it's basically shop soils, shop seconds, not imperfect goods that they've got which they can't sell at full price. And I saw this and I thought, oh, I quite like that. I'd quite like that. And then I saw how much they were selling it for and how much other people were selling it for on Amazon. And I was like, seems like a good deal. So I went on eBay, and the eBay prices were not as high as Amazon, but they were still considerably higher than this. I thought, does seem like a good deal. So I thought I checked it out, and the condition was used. I think it was either used very good or used like new, I can't remember. But obviously it implies that, I thought, well, maybe the box is a bit bashed, or I don't know, or there's a tear in the box. I can live with that. So I thought, well, I'll buy it. So it was 25 quid, and there's a 10% off. They got 10% offer on the moment anyway, so that was £22.50, and I got my vouchers, £12.50. Now this, as I said, on Amazon, other people selling it brand new for 115 quid. eBay is about 70 to 80 quid, 90 possibly. So I thought, well, I'll buy this. It's a PS4 game. I don't usually buy things like this, but I thought, well, this might be a good investment. Plus the fact as well that I am actually a fan of this, and people will know that from things I've done previously on the channel. So I bought this to PS4, and this is the collector's edition of Asterix Obelix and Asterix. Asterix and Obelix slap them all. This is the collector's edition, so I picked this up. Now it came like this in a carrier, well, I say plastic bag, so obviously it wasn't sealed. Now, for this, you can see here, special edition, collector's edition. You should have a copy of the game, the lithographs, which are those three, or basically postcards as we call them in this country. Figurine set, which is Asterix and a Roman legionnaire, and then you've got some stickers, and then you've got keychain. So when I opened it all up, everything is in there. The game is in there. Game. Lithographs, they're all in there. Postcards. Figurine sets all there as well. Lovely. But unfortunately, the stickers and the keychain are missing. But I think I can live with that. It's not as if I'm short of a few keychains. I've got plenty of those, or key rings as we call them. And the sticker set, not really interested in that either. So in fact, I've got the game, the lithographs, postcards, and the figurine set, which is actually pretty bloody good. I'm more than happy with that. And again, for 12 quid, I don't think I'm going to complain too much about it. I will just take the slip box off for you. See, slip case, there we go, nice slip case. I mean, the condition of it is, the box is absolutely undamaged. I'm just wondering how they've managed to lose some of the contents, which is really weird. So there's your game, sealed as well, so that the game hasn't been opened. Stickers might be inside the game, I don't know. I doubt it somehow. And it's a really complicated one, because if I take this apart, I'm going to sort of get it back together again. So I will do that. What I'll do is this, because it took me ages to get it back in again last time. Come along, lithographs. I mean, postcards. Well, that's like, there's no postcards. They are actually sort of proper. Not all that interesting, really. I mean, I thought they might be a touch more exciting than just. I can't remember. Now I recognise that might be from Asterix in Spain. I don't know, possibly. And then what you can see there is that's the figurines, and the base is underneath that. So it's a very nice looking set. I'm very happy with it. Like I said, it's missing something I'm probably really not going to miss. But for 12 quid, £12.50. I'm not unhappy at that. And like I said, a fraction of the price. So, will I play it? It's one of these things in that you've bought something once again that you're not going to play. I don't know. I may do. I haven't played the other one my dad got me last year for Christmas, which was Double XL Row Master on the Switch. I haven't played that one yet either. I'll get to playing around maybe one day. But yeah, so bought that. And again, the other issue, I've got all my collector sets up there, and I have to do some moving around. I've actually now reached the point, it's come. Last video I mentioned I moved some of the stuff around in the 8-bit cupboards in the other room, and we're getting to the point now where, this overspill future proofing is have to start coming around. All the stuff I've got to move to create some space, because all my Master System stuff, I thought I've now got Master System stuff standing in front of the Master System stuff. So I've got 5 games sat there that need to be sort of shelved. And then when I was behind the PlayStation 2 wall the other day, not say behind it, but I moved a piece of wood that had been on the floor propped up against it. There were 6 Master System games there, which I hadn't put up the shelf yet. So I've now got 2 more rows of Master System games going there. So yeah, but I'm getting to the point now I'm going to start moving things around again. It happens. Right, so next, so after a long week of hard work and toil on doing DIY and bits and pieces and trips to the skips and all sorts, Sean from Retro Games Revive came down again for the second time this year, and came down in summer, I think it was. He's come down on his own this time because he was coming down to pick up something, which I'm not going to spoil for you because he will talk about that in one of his videos. I'm pretty sure of it. It's always great to see Sean. You know, he's an absolute trooper. He really is. I mean, he's always happy to come on the TMB, even like, you know, even if he doesn't know what we're talking about, has got no interest or nothing to add to it, as me and him both struggled on Sunday, just gone. But he always turns up, and he always happy to come along for it. And you know, one of my favourite people. You know, I always have a laugh with Sean, and we were laughing all the way through the day, having a really good time. And he brought some things down for us, and I've given him a few things as well. So, and I hope it's not too long before he comes down again and pops in to see us. And we may even pop in, you know, maybe we can go that way one time. But he bought a few things for me. He said, I've got a couple of odds and sods for you, he says, and one thing which just completely came out of a conversation. So what he brought down for me, first of all, is this. It's a piece of wood. Yeah, so bought me a piece of wood, that's from 2x4, which I really wanted. He's got me this, which is, you see that there? For like 8-bit people in old micro programmers, I know exactly what this is. For those people who don't know what this is what you used to do on an old computer. You type everything in there as it would do. Then when you get to the run bit, you press enter. And then the phrase Retrobear, in this case Retrobear's Gaming Pantry, would just flood the screen. Just up and down. And it was the most amazing thing you could do at the time. You think, wow, I could be a programmer. But yeah, just also got the Spectrum logo on the end. So that was burnt the wood, I don't know. But yeah, brilliant. What a great idea that is. So I'm going to find probably, I think it might sit there, mightn't it? There we go. Let's just stick it there above Mr. Birdsall. You see that there? There we go. Stick it there in the background. But I like that. Nice little thing there, so that's brilliant. So yeah, we should keep that one on display. It's not going to fall off there. We might stick a bit of blue tack behind it on the weekend. Then he bought me this as well, another T-shirt for my collection. I might struggle to get into this one because I think it might be a little tight. I'd have to do some weight loss, I think, again. It's not doing well at the moment. It's a Dragon 32 T-shirt. A Dragon 32 is something I've never ever owned, or indeed ever played on. But it was again, for those of you who don't know what a Dragon 32 was, it was a Welsh firm. Again, going back to the old micro days. There's Dragon 32, there's a Dragon 64 as well. So a Dragon 32 T-shirt was fantastic. So when I'm a bit thinner, which could be a long way off yet, could be months off. I might just sort of film it, but probably wait for sort of finishes about there. We probably can't see, yeah, just be like, before my guts start spilling out. Might be one of those more like a boob tube or something, I don't know. You don't want to know that anyway. But yeah, I'll have, that's great. He also bought me down a Haribo bear and some sweets as well, so he got a little addition to the gaming pantry next to the swear jar, which again, if you didn't miss my last video, going to be giving £9 away. Well, it's £9 at the moment. Don't forget, there's still a long way to go between now and Christmas. Whatever's in there at the end of it, I'm going to give it to somebody in a little competition, and you can go and buy sell something nice. I'll put it towards having your trees cut down. I don't know. Also, you may not have realised we actually got a new addition here as well, which is Camp Spider-Man. Oh yes, Camp Spider-Man, because this is normal Spider-Man. You see, normal Spider-Man. Very, typical Spider-Man pose, that, innit? On top of a building or something. But then you've got his brother, which is Camp Spider-Man. Yeah. Normal Spider-Man, Camp Spider-Man. Anyway, so he used to have bubble bath in it. So the young children watching them probably going, oh, he's taking Spider-Man's head. It's not really Spider-Man. Grow up. So he's next to the Hulkster and Basil and Retro Bear in the corner. So yeah, Haribo Bear's going to sit there for a bit, and some sweets as well, which we're slowly working our way through. And I got that, and I think this is probably the, this was fantastic. Again, 8-bit aficionados will know what this is. This is, it's Arkanoid. Well, it's Arkanoid, what sort of Arkanoid? Well, actually, and I've not seen these before, so if somebody knows where these have come from, I'd love to know a bit more about them. It is actually a jigsaw. There you go. So I've got to break that up and put it all back together again. But isn't that a great idea? Like an old game poster or game cover art and made into a poster, a jigsaw. It's brilliant. I might struggle because it's more than 10 pieces, so I might struggle to do that. And I don't think these are chewable either. But anyway, I will give that a go. I love it. What a great idea that is. Superb. So thank you very much indeed for that, Sean. So those are all the gifts that you brought down. I bought a little Jet Set Willy pixel art from Mrs. Bear as well, who incorrectly identified it as Mario. Good job of sitting down, you know. Was it Mario? I don't know. We actually it's Mario. No, it's not. It's Jet Set Willy, Minor Willy, Manic Miner. I don't know. And then we were just talking about stuff. We were about to go out to Hidden Chest because he bought some stuff down for a trade. He wanted to have a look round there. And he said, he said, have you got? It's something about PSP. He mentioned PSP, and I said, what about it? He said, well, what's yours like? I said, I haven't got a PSP. He said, hang on a second. Aye. And he goes out his car and comes back, and he says, yeah. I said, he said the problem with this one is he's got a swollen battery on it because he's written battery swollen on the box. And he said, so yeah, if you get yourself a new battery, it should work fine. I said, well, hang on, what do you mean work fine? I said, so you sure? He said, so what do you want for it? He said, no, have it. Don't want it, don't need it, don't need it. Cut my systems down, I'm not collecting for it. So he said, you want it, you can have it. So PSP. I've never owned one of these before. I'm absolutely excited. Cause I know I said before I'm going to stop playing handheld games, but I think I've got a better chance with this one. And this is most people have seen a PSP before. Oh look, you can see the PlayStation 2 wall there. That's exciting, isn't it? PlayStation 2 wall on the PSP, brilliant. But yeah, so I've got to sort the battery issue out, obviously. But yeah, so it's got all the cables and the power supply with it, the USB cable, the power supply instructions in the box, and I'm like, I mean, that's, you know, everybody says it about Sean. You know, he's a hell of a guy, and he's, you know, we all chipped in and got him. A lot of us chipped in and got him a Call of Duty set and whatever. But I mean, a lot of stuff he's just given away or sold off at absolute peanuts. And he's given me some fantastic stuff since I've known him. Wow. And so he wouldn't take anything for it, so I've got a PSP. So I just have to see how I get on with that. But thank you again, mate. That was... I don't know. Don't deserve friends sometimes like you, I really don't. But thank you very much indeed for that. So I've now got a PSP, which is great. No games, however. While we went down the Hidden Chest, and Sean was having a look round there and doing his trade, and I thought, well, do you know what? I was in there, I thought, well, you know, I'll have a quick look round, nothing I really want, and I thought, hang on a second, got a PSP now, haven't I? yeah. So we've started PSP collecting, folks. But I'm not going to go all out on just buying PSP games. I thought, well, you know, I thought, well, I'm going to focus on a few particular genres. I was watching videos on it the other day about the 100 best rated PSP games, and most of them have got the words Final Fantasy in them or some sort of bloody RPG, JRPG stuff, which I just don't play. So, you know, quite frankly, if that's 20 of the top 100 games, PSP games that you should own, that's good as far as I'm concerned, because I'll never bother with them. So I'm going to sort of focus on, you know, certain genres that I want to get for it. So I'll talk about those. I've got a couple. So the first one I picked up, again, I'm more attracted by the title rather than anything else. This was £2.50. I left the price on, actually, done it yet. And this is Bubble Bobble Evolution. So I'm more attracted by the fact it's the Bubble Bobble game. I'll have to get used to doing this as well, aren't I? So yeah. Manual and disc are in there. And Bub and Bob have evolved. They're back in an all-new adventure exclusively for PSP. And it's trapped in two puzzle-filled towers by a mysterious kidnapper. They must work together by using their old skills while mastering lots of new techniques to escape. So, yes, I have no idea what it's about, but again, I'm more attracted by the name on that one, and for £2.50 as well. That sort of helps a little bit. So, very happy with that one. One of the genres I'm definitely collecting for is racing games, because I do like my racing games, and there were a lot of racing games that were on the shelf, and I thought I might come back and get some more of these. But I did pick up one, and again, because I just love the franchise, and this is Ridge Racer. Still got stickers on it. Take the stickers off, but this was £3, I think, this one. So Ridge Racer, which is a genre I love, and again, nice little case. This one's got a little graphic in the background as well. Manual and disc are in there, and there's the back as well. So yeah, very much looking forward to playing that one. Do like Ridge Racer, and again, £3. I mean, that's nothing really, isn't it? Classic game. And then this one I really was happy to get, because this is something else I want to sort of work into, and it's more the compilations and the value for money pickup. So I got this one, which is the Midway Arcade Treasures Extended Play. This was £3. £3? Yeah, £3 this one was. So I picked that up. I've already got this, I think, on both Xbox and PlayStation 2. But this obviously has got the classic arcade games in, which is sort of thing I'll enjoy playing. So you've got Spy Hunter, Sinistar, Defender, Paperboy and 720. Those are single player games, and you can play these on the multiplayer ones. And that's Clax, which again most people know I do like Clax. Joust, Marble Madness, Tubing, which is a very underrated game. Rampage, which is Gernaldino's favourite games, I think. Gauntlet Classic, Ramparts, which is a really strange game but incredibly rather good. Wizard of War, which I played on the 2600 when I was a kid. Zybots Championship Sprint, which is top down, very basic looking racer, but again, not a bad little game. Arch Rivals, which is basketball. Cyberball 2072. Game I never actually played. I've been an American football fan. I thought I might have played a bit more futuristic American football, but no, I haven't. Xenophobe, and it's got all 3 Mortal Kombat games on there as well. Again, I don't like Street Fighter 2 particularly, but I do, quite enjoy playing Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive. Maybe Mortal Kombat 2, I think it was. So yeah, so that was £3. So I'm going to look forward to collecting a few of these, and of course they're quite small as well, so I can probably get these on the PlayStation 2 wall at the bottom, which is quite good. And then because I spent £8.50, I thought, well, I'll try and round it up to a tenner, so I picked a couple of games up, and yes, you are going to see something which you probably never thought you'd see again, ever. An Xbox game, not so much of that, but it's a Tony Hawk game, and this is Project 8, which is 50p. So you can find these bargains for 50p, We've talked about this before. Game prices seem to be going up. You can still get games for 50p. Yes, as you would expect, there's the manual in there. I can't buy many more Xbox games because my Xbox cupboard is full. That might be the last one, I don't know, but for 50p, I'm not knocking that one. And I got this as well. I don't particularly like the band in the slightest, but I've got this game on PlayStation 3, and this was only £1. So I thought, well, I've got the guitars and stuff, so if I do fancy pulling this out and having a go on it, if you pardon the expression, I will do at some point. And this is Guitar Hero Aerosmith, and like I said, it was £1. And this was the first Guitar Hero game I actually played. Again, I'm not particularly enamoured with Aerosmith, but I wasn't unimpressed with the game. I quite enjoyed it. Some good tracks on there as well. It's got all your favourite Aerosmith songs on, but it's also got Lenny Kravitz and The Clash and other things in there as well. So yeah, for £1, so that rounded up to a nice little tenner. So a little stack from Hidden Chest there for a tenner, which I'm not complaining about. So that's it, and that is it. There aren't any more to come. Now, what have I got pickups wise coming up? Well, the old diary's looking a little full. Possibly something next Saturday. I must get in contact with my friend John, because there might be a little bit of a trip somewhere. Then we got Birmingham Game Market on the 4th of December at the Custard Factory. Buy your tickets now. I'm not sure if, I don't know, I'm in two minds. It's 3 weeks before Christmas. I think it's on a Sunday as well. So providing the train drivers accept this payoff, which apparently they may be getting, depending on what it is. But of course, if the trains are knackered, I'm not going to be going into Birmingham. So it costs me more to take the car in than it would take to buy the train in. So I'll have to say, I may do that one. I think there's probably chances are I will be there, but I'm just umming and ahhing at the moment. And the other event, which I'm definitely going to be at, which is going to be at the Bescot, the Walsall Football Stadium, or whatever it's called now, Banks's Stadium, is it? I don't know. There's a Spectrum-themed event, crash event, which has been put together, which is running on the 26th, which is the weekend before, 26th of November. Now, I understand it's either very sold out or sold out. I don't know. Tickets have been selling incredibly well for it. But I will be there. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be very 8-bit focus on the Spectrum, certainly, but not exclusively Spectrum. It's not going to be a complete Spectrum event. There's going to be other things there. There's going to be a different zone where you've got some modern gameplay and things. If you've been to expos before, it's going to be like that, but it's going to be really based around the Spectrum. They've got a number of speakers come in to talk about who've programmed on it and have worked on the Spectrum, the gaming and all that. And there's an event in the evening, a premiere of a film or a documentary or something, which I don't think I'm going to be hanging around for. But yeah, so if you are planning on heading to that, I probably will see you there. Very much looking forward to that as well. So I've got quite a few things going on. I ain't got a lot of spare time. In fact, basically the next 4 weekends, I think 3 of them, I'm going to be busy doing stuff, which is good. I'll need the time off after that to recover for it, but there we go. What else is coming up on the channel? Well, we've got 3 more TMBs before Christmas. Yeah, just 3 TMBs before Christmas now. 20th of November is Import Games. 4th of December is I Haven't Got a Clue. We'll think of something. And then the 18th of December, I think we're going to do like a Christmas special, wind up the year and get that done. Still involved in the Wrestle Tour, and I haven't done any for much this second half of the year, but we have got one coming up, I think, tonight, possibly tonight, I don't know, depending how things are. Things do crop up last bit. I'm still involved in doing that over on VHS Bootleggers. What else are we doing? Commodore Corner. We've got some Commodore stuff coming, filmed and ready to go, so there's a Commodore Corner, possibly a couple this side of Christmas, certainly. So I'm going to be bringing that back. So I've been playing some of that stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. So there's a few irons in the fire, as they say. But yeah, so if you are actually, I say it again, I said it on the TMB last night. If you are interested in coming on the TMB on the 4th of December, a subject of your choice, let me know. Drop a comment in the chat, the comments below, and I'll come back here and we'll try and work something out. Ideally, if it's no good this year, we're back again in January after Christmas, so we can always do something next year. It's entirely up to you. So there we go. So yes, let me know what you think about that. The 7800 system you've got played on, know much about. Sega Game Gear tuner. Can you get it to tune to a digital signal? Have you used Amazon Marketplace, Amazon Warehouse for anything? Did you buy one of those sets cheap like I did and got a better deal? What about PSP? I know there's quite a few PSP owners out there. Any recommendations that aren't RPGs, please? Let me know. I'd love to get some, a nice little setup of a few games for that particularly. I mean, I said driving games is a genre I really do like. But yeah, anything which is an RPG or a JRPG, involves any elements of RPG, let me know what some of the best games are to pick up for it. I'd like to give that a little go anyway. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks very much indeed for watching. Nice to see you again, and hopefully it won't be too long before I speak to you once more. But until then, this is the Retro Bear in the Gaming Pantry, bidding you a fond farewell, and I'll talk to you again soon. In the meantime, take care. Bye for now.